This is going to be a busy week for all of us. Module 4 is a week in which you have your regular discussion assignment and some reading, but you also be turning in your first paper. So I'll have a few more comments to make on the paper in just a minute. Last week we looked at first impressions and impressions more generally, and at attitude formation and change. There's a reason why there's that saying that you never get a second chance to make a first impression, and that's because of how important it is. A first impression isn't necessarily impervious to change, but it makes a difference, especially in circumstances that are limited. If you go to a job interview, a first impression can really be significant because you won't have an opportunity to meet with the person interviewing you over an extended period of time, such time that would give someone a chance to modify their impression of you as a result of that initial contact. So how you come across initially really makes a big difference and could be the difference in getting a job or not getting the job. So we looked at attitude formation in relation to that. The discussion was on how difficult it would be, what you'd need to do to change somebody's mind about their attitude toward the president. And I think we all know that people have kind of dug in their heels on how they evaluate the current president, and to a lesser extent that's been true for other presidents as well. I enjoyed the discussion that we had on that, and a number of you made really excellent points about what you need to know, what you need to do in order to have a chance at changing somebody's opinion. One of the things that I think came out of that discussion is that there are limitations on rational argument. It's not sufficient just to present people with facts, because they'll find ways of discounting those facts, claiming that the facts are produced by non-credible sources or that they're not representative. So it takes more than facts to change someone's opinion, and sometimes emotions can play a more important role than facts in accomplishing that goal. This week we'll take a long look at a topic that's of great interest to me, and that's conformity. We won't be reading the textbook this week. There are a couple of articles that I think you'll find interesting. They're classic articles from the sociological literature. The first one is on conformity. The second one's on bystander intervention, which also has to do with conformity. Bystander intervention refers to the willingness of people to intervene in circumstances involving others. How willing are we to help when we see somebody's in distress? I think you'll see from the article there are a number of factors that play into how willing we are to intervene and to help, to take whatever risks are associated with trying to help another person. This week is also significant because we will be turning in the first paper, and I'm looking forward to reading your papers, but I want to make a couple of comments. First, please make sure to go over the instructions before submitting it one more time, just to make sure that nothing's been omitted. It's easy to leave something out in a multi-part assignment if you don't do that. I provided you a structure. Please follow that structure in the paper, and for each of the structured sections, include a subheading. That lets the reader, me in this case, know exactly what you're going to be talking about in that section. Make sure you look at the grading rubric. That's what I have to use in evaluating the paper, and I provided that to you so that you have access to it, so that you can have a sense of what I'm going to be looking at when I go through your paper and review it. So always make sure to look at the grading rubrics. Just as we've done, I provided a rubric on the discussions for each week. So you always want to look at the grading rubric, and the same will be true for our second paper due at the end of the term. Make sure that you cite information that you present in each paragraph, and that's true whether it's paraphrased information from a source, information that you write in your own words, or quoted passages. For a quoted passage, you need not only the author and the publication date, but also the page number of the source. Obviously, if it's a video, you don't have a page number, so that's fine. No problem there. I don't want anyone to have any difficulties with plagiarism, even if it's unintentional. So please make sure to cite and reference. If you're not sure about something in your paper, whether you need to cite and reference it, just connect with me. Let me know, and I'll help you out. Don't want that to be an issue at all. So I'll be available throughout the week to provide whatever additional guidance you might need on those papers. I'm confident that everybody's going to do a great job. People have done very well in the course thus far. And we've also covered identity quite a bit in the course, so that should give you a leg up on this first paper. Okay, so that's it for Module 4 for this week. Again, I'm looking forward to reading your papers, and as always, looking forward to our discussion. One of the things I think you'll find amusing and interesting is the video for this module, and so you want to make sure you include something from that video in your discussion post as well. I'll be interested in your ideas and reactions on that video. Okay, have a great week, and I will talk to you next week.